Nutrien Melbourne sale, April 12, fast approaching. Pat Driscoll, hello.
Hi Paul, how are you?
Back here doing another one of these previews, and I think they're pretty important for people to understand. We keep trying to break down this international bloodlines between yourself and Duncan, and they're coming out. We want to make sure people are going there with a learned experience of what they're after, actually, when they're looking at some of these pedigree pages.
Yeah, the lineup this year is incredible, actually. There's 80 really nice trotting entrants. So, yeah, well done to Nutrien in putting the catalogue together.
Before we start on that, you must be proud. I mean, you've supported Nutrien from its inception, the races as well, and I know Bardo's always very appreciative of that. You must be wrapped with this sale. Like, I reckon it's as good a lot of trotters I've seen assembled in one place to purchase in the Southern Hemisphere.
I'd say since I've been involved, yeah. So it's just great that it's been embraced by Nutrien, and you know, a lot of the vendors and buyers are getting behind it. So it's fantastic.
We will say the Nutrien Race Series is coming up at Wagga on May 30th, and encourage people to go there and have a look, because the trotters are going to be there. I know you've been talking to Wagga as well. There's some pretty exciting things. So it's a good time to get investing in a trotter. Yeah,
I think so. And for the first time they'll be racing at Wagga, so it'll be quite an exciting concept.
No, it is, and they do it very, very well. Interesting part, I want to break down some of the barriers, if you like, of international bloodlines. Mm-hmm. We've got two pacing ones out of your first three horses that we want to discuss with these lights. We'll start off with the first horse. This is an EL Titan, and when I say pacing, she is bred by EL Titan, a horse that you've committed to and very fond of, but out of Roxy Maguire, Bettor's Delight mare. But there's a little bit more to this family than meets the eye.
Yeah, bought the yearling back then in New Zealand, purely to breed trotters out of, because she's by Bettor's Delight, out of a Cullen, out of a New York motoring, out of and then the fourth dam is by Shiola Hanover. So a wonderful pacing family, and the dam actually paced, as in, you know, Roxy Maguire. Yep. But as we can see with Third Eye, that was the first foal by Quaker Jet. Yep. A very, very nice horse, and I think this one by EL Titan is a lovely type, and I think it may exceed, what the Third Eye's done.
Yeah, and people are going to have a look at him. One, he is a cracker. Yeah. He's one of two colts you got in the sale, but he's an absolute cracker to look at. I've said it on this quite a few times, and just want to make sure people are aware that Christian Cullen's mother and True Roman were brother and sister, and you don't get much better trotter than True Roman was over the journey as well. So that's where a lot of that trot comes out of with Christian Cullen. So there's definitely a lot of trot in that family, and as you said, Shiola Hanover, the champion she was, and the Kiwis will be well and truly aware of that.
Yeah, well, it was a staying, and he actually won a Hambletonian, and it was a great staying in New Zealand. So and horses like Drop the Hammer are actually Bettor's Delight out of a Christian Cullen. So it is an awesome family, and I called you a bit of a mad scientist, I think, when the Third Eye we were discussing it, but it's something you've purposely done, and you're backing yourself in with it, and you've got to be very proud of this horse, I think. Well, the way this horse looks, I won't be sending her to a pacing station going forward.
There is best presented at the Nutrien Classic, so people be aware of that. And I know one person who's very keen and thinks she's a chance with this horse, and he's a cracker. Yeah. That was like 204, 215. This is the Show Me the Cash, the EL Titan. I think you've got 7 Titans.
We've got quite a few.
In this draft. This is a second foal. It's the same family as Show Me the Mari's Glory family. Pretty important updates, out of that family as well, with Vincent's Kianguchi, but also now Belnige, the job that she's doing. Well done to the Hacketts over there in New Zealand just recently, and Crystal and Bernie and Michelle, they're doing an awesome job with this horse, and it's a very current family, this horse. Yeah,
it is, because the sister to Belnige, Revelstoke, was another very good horse. So there's a lot of good horses. The Mara family just keeps producing them. So we have like an EL Titan, which is a Muscle Hill line out of a Ready Cash mare. So a cross that I love. Out of a wonderful branch of the Maori family. Yeah,
and you love your Ready Cashes, and you love the Muscle Hill line as well. It works here in Australia, doesn't it? And that's one of the reasons you invested with EL Titan.
Correct, yeah, and Ready Cash as a broodmare sire is doing a wonderful job.
Yep. And does a good job as a sire too, and a sire of sires as well. Right, the next of our unusually bred, I suppose if I can use that word there, is like 221. This is the Sounds of Cash, Bettor's Wish. I didn't actually write the stand down. Bettor's Wish filly. I will encourage people for a start, go and watch the video of this horse trotting up along the paddock, because I might even have it over the top of us, because she trotted out sensationally and loved it. And another one, just a bit uniquely bred, if you like.
Yeah, the Philip Allaire, who owned Ready Cash, wanted to put Ready Cash to a pacing sire, and at the time, Sounds Alive was probably the only pacer, the best pacer I had. Put it to Sounds Alive, and it produced Sounds of Cash, and it was actually quite a good pacer.
Yep. $123,000, I think she won.
Yeah. And she started a career in Australia, went to New Zealand, trained by Johnny Dunn, who really liked her as a pacer, and she's got a Bettor's Wish filly now. So it's quite an interesting one. It's very interesting in the fact that when you look on the video, it actually trots.
It does.
Yeah. So I'm not too sure how it's gonna finish up. But after watching the video, I might have to send Sounds of Cash again to a trotting sire rather than a pacing one. But it's interesting because I think a lot of the pacers trot anyway. Do you know what I mean? So
the part I find interesting, I know you said we're lucky here in Australia. You've always said that we can breed to anything. When you sent this mare away to breed, were you envisaging getting a trotter or a pacer, or it was wait and see?
No, I wanted a pacer because Philip actually gave me a breeding to Ready Cash and said, "Can you breed a pacer?" Because he believed that, and I just wish I could have honoured that with a better pacer, if you know what I mean.
She's still a good mare.
She's still a good mare, but if you know what I mean. Yep. So, so she ended up being a very nice mare. But it's interesting when you look at the Bettor's Wish. It looks more trotter than pacer. Yep, but we've got Bettor's Delight. We mentioned that there with lot number 1 as well. They do trot. I should get the stats. I'll get Mark Hughes onto it. I think he's had 7 individual Group 1 winners, Bettor's Delight. So he knows how to, as a trotter. Yeah. So he knows how to leave a trotter. That's for sure. Yeah. So it's a very interesting filly. Yep. So,
that is lot 221. Lot 257, this is the first of the Walners. You've got 2 Walners to offer up. This is out of the Love You mare in Arbo, $72,000 itself. This is a second foal. The first is a 2-year-old. It goes back to a pretty fair family, actually, for a lot of our New Zealand people there. That Hartnett's Creek, it obviously goes back to Lyle Creek, and it's an incredible family, isn't it? Oh, Mark Smith developed a wonderful family up there in Kaikoura. The winners just keep coming, through that family. Now, even now, there's a lot of winners throughout New Zealand. Arbo was a very, very fast horse. We didn't have her for a long time, but she was very fast. Buying her as a 4-year-old off Mark. And, I just love the Warner Arbo cross. Being by Love You, I think the stats for something like in America, I think Walner's got 10 foals out of Love You, and 7 of those, have won over 100. So we're not talking starters, we're talking foals. Yeah, and I should have actually took those stats down. Peter Wharton actually done an interview, and they are in that. So go on to harnessracing.com and you'll be able to see Peter Wharton's interview, story. But those stats are amazing actually on that crosses. So you're right. There's definitely only 10 and 7, I reckon, was the figure. So just going off memory. I apologise. I saw that the other night, and it's pretty important. And this is what we want. This is half to educate people. We want people to get educated by that as well. So and she's a February foal and beautifully developed for a February foal. So she's bred to the Northern Hemisphere. So you could race her in either hemisphere if that's what you wanted to do. And hopefully we've got some Northern Hemisphere buyers looking at her anyway, and maybe want to leave her down here for a younger horse, say, and who knows where she could end up. So she definitely has that residual value there as well, and a filly as well. Well, 264 now. In all seriousness, this is one horse that caught your eye only about 3 hours ago. Down there was a couple of inspections going on. This is the EL Titan out of Ballyronan. This is a second foal. The first was Kiang Sadie, that had 3 wins herself. I presume not racing anymore. Hasn't raced since I think 2024. But that horse was by What the Hill. EL Titan, both by Muscle Hills. So you've got that cross. You know that it works, and it's a great little family. Yeah, and it surprised me. It was actually quite a tall, leggy filly. We had a great overstep. I hadn't seen her for a while, and I just amazed how she's grown. But she looks really athletic. So, and as I was saying to you, how big was Lyle Creek? What was he like? Because she really has come on in the last month or so. And it's the same family there as Arvo. So that's where the Lyle Creek comment comes in, because it's a very proven family, which is exciting. Lot 282, I think a mare that's just done your farm great justice in Cyclone Jeter. She's just been a terrific mare herself. This is the EL Titan, only the third foal out of the dam. I suppose that's probably the only frustration part of it, but she's doing an awesome job. The other two have been Derek the Jet and Tracy the Jet. Real opportunity for someone, and again, the videos will be playing over the top of us, and just watch the stride on this filly.
Yeah, Cyclone Jet has done a wonderful job. We've been lucky. She's had a FaceTime bourbon foal, and she's in foal to FaceTime.
So that's why this was being offered up?
Yeah, we had a filly. Just an amazing horse. Great video, and as far as a paddock trotter goes, probably the fastest on the farm.
Yep.
So I don't know, some people love that, some people don't, but put her in a paddock and, none of our horses can beat her.
Not talking our schools, sometimes we have to coerce some of the horses to run the fence line. I can promise there was 4 people in the paddock with us. They will all say the same thing. We put her in there, she done the job, she's finished, she walked over to the gate, said, I'm done, let's go. She's got a great attitude about her, and again, watching her walk out there before, like a lot of people need to sit up and have a good look at this filly, because she's going to be on their radar, has to be on their radar. Yeah, no, she is a very nice filly, and the mare's done a wonderful job. Yeah, she's a credit to the farm and credit to the industry. Followed up very closely by a mare that it will be well and truly on a lot of people's radars. This is lot 283. This is a Walner out of Dance Craze. I'm sure this is one of those ones that you probably don't really want to put on the market, but it's a huge opportunity for someone to buy into some of the best families in Australasia. Yeah, when entries were open, I didn't know what to do, so I put everything in. And for good or bad, we had a lot of interest on Dance Craze, so I really couldn't pull her out. Yep. It's one of those things that, it's hard to get a really well put together, Walner filly to start with. The fillies tend to be quite good from a Walner perspective out of Dance Craze, and the wonderful that wonderful family. So again, a January foal. Not overly big, but her mother wasn't overly big. No. She'll develop beautifully. Nice and correct, and just a wonderful racing and breeding opportunity. You said that she's not overly big, she's not small, but the other part you said there was correct, and that's the one thing she is. Everything's in proportion. She looks ready to go, and Mum wasn't that big either. She was quite a diminutive horse, Mum, but didn't lack heart, and she's a lovely filly. Yeah, no, she is, and whoever looks at her will be impressed. Yep, and that's a massively unique opportunity going through there. Yeah. Equine D, this is a 4th foal. This is like 282. Can't be 282, 288. My mistakes there. This is the Equine D out of Elusive Jet. She's had the 1 winner herself, and lovely size horse. This horse. We were here today and having a good look at it. Yeah, I was actually impressed. She can throw a big horse, and this one is, it's not small, but it's not as big as the others. And again, a nice athletic type. Had a wonderful stride on her when we were watching her in the barn, during the parades. And I was quite taken back of how nice she is, and a wonderful European family. There's Group 1 winners, sires, and that's in the first couple of dams. Yep. Yeah. And that's one of the unique parts about your draft this year, and I'm sure it is a bit bittersweet, but you've got 2 colts and 11 fillies to go through, so you like to keep your fillies, but I'll say a few of these would be a hard sell to get rid of. Yeah, when I sat down, I'd sort of marked the fillies I'd like to keep, and I had 8, and I thought, it should be 2 or 3. So you got to do what you got to do. No, lot 290. Now this is one I know you're very keen on. This is a chestnut for a start. You don't get a lot of chestnuts in your draft. You've actually had 2 this year though. This is the N Herbie. This is the Always Ready. First foal goes back to Aspiring Eva. But a horse I love in Royal Aspirations, like it obviously goes back to the Arndon family, and you've got Sundons and those coming through, but Royal Aspirations, a New Zealand horse that does an amazing job, and this horse is all racehorse, isn't he? Yeah, she is, and Always Ready being by Ready Cash, and in her brace, I Love You. She broke her leg a couple of times as a foal, and Sarah Gray managed to save her, so that was quite unique. And this is her first foal in relation to that. So I just really long barrel, beautiful walking filly, and from one of the top New Zealand families. So no, I really like her, and reminds me a little bit of
Love You, that sort of rich chestnut sort of colour.
Yep.
And as I said, in reality, being Always Ready by Ready Cash, and then the mare being by Love You, it's that sort of golden cross.
This horse is a little bit more athletic. We did 2 Always Readies last year from memory. This horse, for mine, is a lot more athletic, a little bit taller than what they were, and a longer barrel.
No, she's a beautifully put together family, and horse rather, I think anyone who looks at her will be very impressed.
They're going to they will get a little bit of a shock. That's lot 290. Lot 293, this is one of your European ones, Pat. I'll leave this one for you. This is the EL Titan out of Felice Madrid. This is the best Madrid family, so this is one of those ones we need to break down a few of the barriers, I think, for the European lines of the horses. Yeah,
it was a Royal Dream. The mare's by Royal Dream. We purchased her out of Deville in France at the yearling sales. Beautifully bred. And I think, even just talking to Stacey earlier, this is easily the nicest foal out of the dam by a long way. It's a really nice put together yearling. I was looking at the video and thinking, that's nice, and it just really has a great video. It's a really well put together filly, and again, if you're looking for a nice filly to race and breed later, I'd recommend this. It's got a great depth of pedigree. Just a really nice package.
Very European looking trotter to look at. A little bit different to the others. A little bit, I'll say finer, but she's definitely not small or anything along those lines. More feminine, probably is a better way of putting it. If that makes sense. She does have that European look about her. Yeah,
and I think here again, this is Royal Dreams by Love You.
Yep.
So again, you've got that sort of EL Titan being by Muscle Hill. You've got that Muscle Hill Love You coming through, which we know has been so successful in this part of the world.
Yeah. Right, Pat, lot 302 is the Glenferrie Burn FaceTime Bourbon Colt. This is a colt that's really progressed, if you like, in his preparation for this sales. He's done a terrific job and keeps getting better and better. He has got a woollier coat than the rest of them, which Stacey's not happy about, but done a great job, the farm, just the way this bloke has progressed through the sale, the preparation.
Yeah, I mean, Glenferrie Burn was a wonderful Muscle Hill mare, did a wonderful job, and from a great family. And
it's an amazing family, isn't it? Like when you look through there, it's just crazy.
And when I saw him, 3 or 4 months ago, he was small and dumpy, and he's really, really developed. He reminds me of the Locomotive because he was a bit similar. He started off his prep, and I thought, he'd be hard to sell. And then by the end of the prep, he started to look like a real horse, a real colt. And this colt's pretty similar. Like, you're going to get a very powerful unit. And being by FaceTime Bourbon, who are probably the most in demand trotting progeny in Europe. Again, a really nice opportunity.
Yeah, it is. Unit. I like Unit because it is actually what he is, and not in a derogatory way. He's a unit. It's a great little word.
He's a powerful.
It's a great word to use.
Powerful colt.
It is indeed. On a street, you only have one in the draft, but I think there's 3 trotters being offered up, and I've seen all 3, and all 3 are must-in specs. I'll give back to the guys at Durham Park and Staffordshire Farms as well. Seeing out there's some lovely horses. His oldest are 2-year-olds. Is some good feedback. Hopefully we'll catch up with Nathan Jack before the sale. He's had one that he's got a real rap for, and this is the only one you've got. This is out of Armour Murray Jet.
Yeah, the Armour Murray Jet was a very nice filly. Obviously from a great family, being out of...
It's a ridiculous family, isn't it?
Yeah, something about Maori, and it's a first live foal, or not, but second foal out of the mare. We lost the first one, which was a Ready Cash, which is a bit unfortunate at a young age. So a really nice filly out of a wonderful family. So again, a great opportunity for racing and breeding.
And then the last of your horses to go through, and I flipped basically straight over because it is that same sort of family. This is the EL Titan, but out of Montolino, and you end up something about Murray being in that 3rd dam, but the 2nd dam doesn't hurt this mare in any way either. Like, it's an incredible family, these last couple of fillies, aren't they?
Yeah, and she's an outstanding type. A lot of the people that have come to the farm have really liked her as a type. And again, EL Titan's done a wonderful job, and particularly producing her. And it's again another racing and breeding because she really is a magnificent type.
great body, and I think that's one of the things with Titan, very similar, pretty well right through. Most of these horses got very similar builds, strong physique, if you like, the way they present.
Yeah, he really stamps them, which I like in a stallion. So we're expecting good things from him. So. Yeah.
If you haven't got one, I encourage people, if you're watching this, ring around, ask some of the people, because I know nothing but good feedback from everyone that's got them. They really like them, and people are sort of suggesting they'll be going back again. And I know a couple of the people from overseas say about what an opportunity it is to be able to purchase, one of his progeny, basically, because he's a ripper.
Yeah, and they just seem to trot, which is most of the battle. Really looking forward to next year when they step out.
This will go up Wednesday morning, this interview, but we will encourage people to get in touch with you guys. I think Stacey said they're going to be down there Friday.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, they'll be there Friday for the inspections. Parade is on the Saturday, and then the sale is on the Sunday. Give yourselves plenty of time. It's going to be a busy little barn with 13 horses going through. So, if you've got the opportunity to come here, Andy Gaff was here just earlier doing an inspection. We've had quite a few other people coming. If you get the opportunity to come here and have a look at the farm and then double down when you get to the sales, I think it's a no-brainer. Yeah,
I encourage people to go to all the farms, like in relation to the trotters, because I think the more homework you do, the better off you are. And as I was saying earlier, it's an outstanding draft of trotters. So, if you can get around as many places as you can and have a look, because I think what will come out of this sale will be, will stand the industry in good stead for a long time.
I'm very spoiled. I'm being lucky. I reckon I would have seen probably 90% of the draft. It's ridiculous, and the presentation on these trotters and from right across the board. I think Stacey Towers has got a Orlando Vici colt there that people need to have a look at. There's plenty of them. There is lots of them. Your great mate Duncan McPherson's got a pretty exciting draft as well. So it's a no-brainer. We want people to get there. Trotting is going ahead. We can say that Wagga are embracing it, New South Wales are embracing it, Newcastle are trying to do things as well. It will continue to grow. Queensland, some pretty exciting stuff potentially on the radar there as well, which we won't announce that, but some really exciting stuff there, embracing it as well. And the sport will continue to grow. Plus our closest neighbours, the Kiwis, they're doing amazing jobs there as well. And these horses can go back there and race there as well. Yeah, one of the things I've tried to do over the last few years is make them eligible for as much as I can. If you look at Jim Connolly, with Kai Valley Ray, he's gone backwards and forwards just picking up checks in each country. Hats off to him for doing it. Nearly all these horses are dual eligible or triple eligible. So if you're lucky enough to get a good one, you can really reap some nice rewards and have a lot of fun along the way. And Jim purchased one of yours earlier at the Auckland sale earlier this year, and so did Nathan Jack. They're both back here in Australia. They got the opportunity going back there and racing. So correct, and I think with this day and age, with transport and all that being so frequent and good, it's a great opportunity to look at what's available. Nathan's actually was a EL Titan out of Reina Dunzante, and I've seen a video of him trotting around. So he's one of those people, if you want to ask what the Titans are like, go and give Nathan a call as well. So we'll go from there. Pat, thank you. Look forward to seeing you at the sales on the Sunday. Will you be there Saturday? I'm coming back from New Zealand on Saturday morning. So we've got Belle Needs running around in the slot race. Hopefully, I want the Sahara to keep winning, obviously, but if we can get a spot after that, I'd be wrapped. Just as excited to go and watch Sahara run as well. It's great racing. I wish I could be going across there. I've had 4 or 5 people ask me if I was going. There's no chance of me being able to do both, but it is an exciting race, and we want people to tune in and watch it and continue these sorts of races going ahead as well. Thank you. Look forward to catching you there at the sales over the weekend. Thank you very much. Thanks, Paul.